and we're just going to go right into the show.
Oh,
okay.
Well, listen. So,
see, the one moment you got us all silent.
I know, got you all to shut up, and then no. Audience, here's the thing: we switched the software that we use to send out our shows here from the TCF bunker, and I'm still getting used to it, and it's just a little bit different. In the old software, as soon as I would hit go, it would go immediately to the launch screen. But here I actually have to make sure we're on the launch screen before I hit go. It doesn't automatically go there. So it's just a different workflow.
I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyways, we were just sitting here chatting and we looked at the time. We're like, oh, we should probably do a show now.
Start the show.
So we decided to start the show, and I skipped the 1 minute introduction, just got us right into it. So it all worked out.
There you go.
It actually makes us on time.
Beautiful.
See? Don't you love it when a plan comes together?
I do. Welcome to Sidebar, everybody.
Yeah. Welcome to Sidebar. So we're here, and what are we talking about again tonight? Oh, liars, right?
Credibility.
It's
Credibility. Yeah, liars, like I said. So yeah, so we see a lot of people in court, and obviously judges are constantly having to make a determination as to who's lying and who isn't, to who has a credible story, who doesn't, who is really sorry for their sins and who is lying to them and doesn't think that they've done anything wrong at all. I mean, there's so many different angles that we can go with here. And interestingly enough, as we watch court, you guys can tell me if you feel differently about this, but I feel like even all of us in chat, as we're discussing what we're watching, we're not always in agreement as to what we were seeing either. Like one of the cases in Louisiana today, one of the parole board cases, I had made a comment that I thought that some of the arguments that were being made were some of the better ones that we had heard. But then a couple people in the chat were like, yeah, I'm not buying this at all. So, there's so much perception that goes on, but
definitely.
But Ashley, you want to start us off? What are your thoughts on all of this? And how we find credibility?
Well, it all draws back to, should one judge's assessment of credibility, like their tone, demeanor, or the consistency, be enough to decide guilt, in a sense, or even years in prison, is kind of where I was going with this topic. So there has been a few cases that we have done. I know we watched a court trial in Judge
Simpson's.
Simpson or Mercer?
It was actually, I'm thinking about Mercer's actually.
Okay.
And there wasn't a credible witness because
You're talking about the warring neighbors.
Yes.
Oh my god! I'm still traumatized from that one.
That was something else.
The warring neighbors, and how the witness wasn't found credible for obvious reasons, and so the judge was like, "No, we're not. That witness isn't credible." So that's kind of where I was going with this one, and that's one of the cases that backed this up. But the Judge Simpson one was good too. So, but how can a judge establish credibility? I think they have to rely on facts. I think if the witness or whoever it is changes their story so many times, whatnots, that hurts their credibility. Or if something they say just doesn't make sense or doesn't fit in the timeline, that also destroys credibility too. So those are a couple of things that I thought of that a judge will look at. But I think it's all about consistency. Like I said, their demeanor, their motive. If they have a motive to lie, they might will. So that's something to look into. What was the Judge Simpson's case? Was that the one with that person that DV case?
I think so.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
accused of roughing her up, and
Yes.
and she was not credible on that at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And why wasn't she credible? Because I missed part of that case. And do y'all remember why she wasn't credible? Was it that she was plain out lying, or how did he know
Her
she was lying?
story was really wildly inconsistent.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was like, even like as she was being questioned by counsel, I feel like we were getting a couple different versions of the story.
At first, she was only asked to leave once, then it
Yeah.
was twice, then it was
And
3
the
times.
injuries,
And at first she
right?
was invited there, and then she
Yeah.
wasn't, and then she had to drop off something about a video game controllers. So she had to drop them off because he couldn't
Yeah.
leave to get them, and
And then
yeah,
it was actually
Yeah.
actually her time, her parenting time, but it was really his, but they agreed to switch, but then they didn't, but they did. But I was
Yeah.
just going to send him to bed. I was just going to come over and want him to go to bed, but then I wanted to wait a half hour, but then I didn't tell him that, but then I did.
yeah.
And so, it was too much. It was just too much.
I think. Never mind. Go ahead. I'm thinking of something else, I think.
Well, no, it's still your platform, so
Okay. So, yeah, I think that's what makes. With that one, it was inconsistency as well. So I think the inconsistency of story, I think motive corroboration as well. If the police says she told me this, and then she comes back in court and says, no, this is what really happened. That's weird too. And that's happened a couple of times as well. She would tell the officer this in the heat of the moment, and they would come to court, and they would have a whole different story or something to tell them. So, I think that's definitely sketch as well. So yeah, those were my thoughts.
I have a thought, but before I go there, my daughter Megan just showed up in the chat, and it is her birthday today.
happy birthday!
Hey, Megan.
That's so
I'm sorry I
exciting.
can't be with you today, but I hope you've had a good day, and thanks for stopping by.
Really do appreciate that.
Thanks for spending your
Yeah.
birthday with us. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dropped a link in the chat for the Simpson case that we were just talking about, because we made that a separate video here. So you guys can check it out after if you want. And
Have your beverage of choice in hand,
yeah, it's
or
Yeah.
whatever your
short.
vice
It's-
is. If it's sugar,
It's
if
just
it's
under an hour, so it doesn't drag on forever.
No.
But it is
And
enough to get.
it's a
slightly-
good case too.
yeah,
That's also the one with the wall damage too, right?
Yes.
Correct.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
which
so
like
back
head
to me.
went into the wall or something like that.
He intentionally slammed his head into the wall. Judge Simpson was that was a story he was not buying.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
It was
so-
one
so
of the
he had
moments I
credibility
really
issues,
appreciated
too.
that there's a fixed camera on his face the entire time. He's got a pretty good poker face, but there were flashes of like, absolutely not across his eyes.
But it was just that case was interesting. The Judge Mercer, the Warring Neighbors case, I don't think either one of them was particularly credible.
oh my god,
No.
they were
No,
incredible,
they-
all right, but they were
That-
not
yeah.
credible.
That was one of
Love
those
that.
cases where, as a judge, it is so hard to sort out who's telling the truth, and you just
Or if
kind of
anyone's telling the truth. Sorry, I'm really
Right.
interruptive tonight, but yeah.
no, it's fine because I don't. I mean, Lindsay, I felt the same. I just didn't know. I had no idea what was going on, and so at that point, you just default to. You kind of have to default to number one. What makes sense? What is the most likely thing that happened here?
Mhm.
And also just whatever the officers reported, what could be verified via body cameras and just the facts that were in play.
Mhm.
And as for any witness testimony from those two, you just kind of have to assume that basically it's all BS, or there could be a grain of truth to what both of them are saying. But at that point, it's one of those, you're just going to have to hope. You're just going to have to hope that you can kind of sort through that. And that's the thing too with a lot of these cases is there's times where the truth is in there, but the old saying goes, if it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, then there's very little that is true that we see.
Well,
that's also true.
And and we see this not only in these court cases, but also the Louisiana Board of Pardons and Paroles.
Yeah.
We see a lot of these situations where, and I'll go back to my favorite case from them, and that's the Jerry Springer, Phil Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake sort of mashup that they were doing there. Where
that was one as we were driving through Montana.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that case initially
wild.
you thought maybe the defendant or the person, the parolee, if you will, was not going to be that credible. But as it turns out, the person speaking kind of opposition to them turned out to just be so full of crap that the cavalcade of people on his side looked a lot better. Maybe not perfect, but a lot better than her. And so as a result, they let that one go on for a while. I think they were just as fascinated with that train wreck as the rest of us. And that was a great sort of, for me, the first thing I thought of when we suggested this topic was that case. Just because credibility definitely played a huge role. They even said so. They said, we don't find you to be credible at all.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
And-
Speaking of finding people credible, what popped into my head, that case popped in for you. What popped into my head was the Middleton one that I believe we saw yesterday. And that was a DV case. There's always credibility stuff around the investment.
Yeah, that's the one I was kind of thinking about
The
earlier.
girl broke, her finger was broken.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And the claim was that he grabbed her purse and her finger got caught. But
Mhm.
so he was saying, I've never hurt her. And in this line of questioning that actually I put up as a short a couple of hours ago too, his line of questioning with the judge's line of questioning got him to the point where he's like, yeah,
My
I
first
didn't hurt
domestic.
her, but yeah, I broke her finger.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were
So-
going to go to but my first domestic, Judge.
Yeah, and then he talked about a
Right.
first domestic charge that he had,
Right.
which I think I pointed out in the chat. If that is the phraseology that you're using in your defense, you already have 2 strikes against you.
Mhm.
But
Well, and I've
I
had
didn't-
perfectly innocent moments where I'm grabbing something and someone's arm is twisted in something, or you grab a dog's leash and your finger's twisted in it. That can happen very innocently, but I think
Sure,
within
absolutely.
the context of this case, that's not what was happening.
well, yeah,
Right.
And I think
No.
he was trying to lean on the fact of she had her finger in it and I picked it up or whatever,
Yeah. and that's questionable as far as
Yeah.
credibility goes. But the other part of that, and Ashley, I think you were with me on this one. I didn't find her to be credible either.
No.
No.
I think
No,
she
I-
was trying to protect him and trying to say that she needed him home, to help her, because she could not sustain herself without him. It's kind of how she was phrasing it, and I was like, okay, so you're going to lie to get him back home, and it's just going to happen all over again. I see.
Or
Yes.
she likes to poke the bear.
Or that too.
Some people are
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
where they will just poke and poke and poke and poke and poke until somebody breaks, and then they'll call 911.
Yeah, she was.
Now, I don't know if that was her or not, but
Right.
that person exists too.
That's true. All people that call the police might not be credible. Like, she might have made a big deal out of nothing, type of thing, or it could be a DV issue, an actual DV issue, and that's what's unfortunate about all this, because if it's not a DV case and she was lying, look at the situation that she put him through, And if it was actually a DV case and she wants him back home, well, that's kind of messed up too, because she's not safe. It probably will happen again. That's usually how these things go. So yeah,
And
I'm
then
with
there's
you on this one.
The other
Yeah.
component to this case is it sounded like they both were heavily into meth use, and
That too.
who knows
That-
where that took this story.
And that was where I was going to go. And that is that in the chat, a few of us were like, wait a minute, it sounds like they both were into some
Yeah.
kind of drug situation. And now this is a side tangent, but I will never understand if someone really did abuse you like that and why you're taking them back. And it sounds like this has happened multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always perplexed by that. But then when you get drugs involved, it kind of it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes
How
more
does that
sense.
how does
Yeah.
that alter their perception of what happened in the moment? How does that
Right.
alter their memory
Thank
of
you.
what happened?
Right. And she was crying too.
She was
And she
really
was.
emotional.
She
Really.
was sobbing. I was like,
Yeah.
He sentenced her to some jail, or Judge Middleton sentenced him to some jail time, and
Jail
she
time,
started
right.
crying even more after that.
right.
Yep.
And that's kind of, I mean, I understand it's not even traumatic. Well, if it was a DV case, it would be traumatic, but it wasn't over her broken finger, I'm pretty sure. And and the only thing I can come to a conclusion on is that he sentenced him to jail time,
Yes.
or that she was afraid. It's either one, but I want to say that because he sentenced him to jail time, that's why she was upset, because she wanted him back home.
Yep.
Yeah, and she said so,
felt guilt.
and I don't.
Yeah.
She swore that she seemed to indicate that she was not afraid of him. She was more afraid of him not being there, and
Right.
which is
Yep.
just weird. These cases are so hard.
Yeah, that was strange.
And normally, I'm on board with the victim in a lot of these cases, but there are times where,
You're not thinking straight.
and again, I'm not saying, I'm not, they're not thinking straight. I'm not saying somebody deserves something bad happening to them. What I'm saying is, when you put yourself in these positions over and over, and then you cry for that person, and then drugs are involved, it's like, well, I don't, it becomes like this codependent thing, and it becomes this, I want my drug partner back. I mean, I don't know.
That's probably a huge part of it. And
Yeah.
it wasn't working, so where's the money for
Exactly. For the fix.
Yeah.
Yeah. At
And-
first I saw it like that with first I was looking at it as he was her personal caregiver, helping her do the stuff around the house.
Yeah.
And then as the case went on, yes, I still think that played a part of her wanting him back, but it was that survivors, the drugs, and all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't him helping her at home. It wasn't that, because she was like saying, "Oh, I need him back home because of my broken finger."
Yeah, she was really hyperbolic about that broken finger.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like, I get it. It's really inconvenient when you can't use part of your
sucks.
hand.
Yep.
That's the world, though.
Like, she couldn't even shower because she can't get it wet, and Judge is like, then wrap it in some plastic.
You
Like,
can't get, I mean,
That was
It was a bit. That part was a bit strange
I
to
think
me too.
Yep.
Methinks she might have been using the substances to medicate other mental issues, and she's going the wrong way with it. It's exacerbating rather than relieving, because she was, I feel terrible for her if she's really struggling, but
right.
It was really hard to believe her as a witness in the story, because everything was heightened.
Yeah, because the only thing more sad than doing meth is if you have to do meth alone, and I think that's why she wanted him home. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway.
Yeah.
So you didn't know who to believe in this
It's a
one.
buddy system, Dan.
That sounds fair. Good advice right there. Let's be sure that we make that into a short so that everybody
Can do drugs.
on the
Do
same
drugs
page.
with a friend.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna smoke crack, use clean needles.
Well,
real friends use together.
Not a PSA announcement.
So here's an interesting thing that just dawned on me. So we're talking about credibility and all of that because that's the theme of the show today, and we haven't gotten to the cooking segment yet. But that's what it happens to do. But what are the cases we brought up? 2 domestic violent cases and a neighbor dispute. So it's the he said, she said stuff that we immediately run to, which kind of leads me to believe that of all the cases that judges have to deal with when it comes to credibility, it's the he said, she said stuff that has got to be the most mind-boggling for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because what did we run to? I mean, those were our prime examples.
yes.
So, I wonder if these judges ever really know who to believe, if they really figured out if they're just going on a hunch, or if they just throw their hands up in the air, kind of like Mercer sort of did.
Yeah.
I think the hunch thing is something there, Dan, because I think they do have to somewhat go off of a hunch. But I think if the facts alone are not enough, I think they do have to go off of hunches just to kind of go into their gut feeling. Like, I know Wahoo went into gut feelings, but
I was going to go there.
Yeah, I think that does impact their decision in some cases, because what else do they have to go off of? I mean, they have the police body cam and stuff usually, that type of thing, but that only does so much. And the one with the feuding neighbors, she had a camera turned the wrong way, and all you can hear is audio.
Oh my gosh. I saw more of that lady's kitchen floor and the scrubby grass of her yard than I ever needed to see.
Yes.
I will say, the gut feeling thing, but as a judge, presumably you have presided over many, many, many cases. And sometimes you rotate around. So you've probably at some point, maybe you've done small claims. Then you've done other civil litigation. Then you've done, family court, or you've done, district court, whatever. And you hear all these different things, all these different stories people tell, and you start to get those key words that people will say, or sometimes you start to pick up on some body language people are doing. They're telling you one thing, but their head movements are saying another, or they're scratching their nose, or they're doing something that might be a tell that, or sometimes a story just doesn't friggin' make sense. I mean, there's just sometimes where somebody will tell you something and you get stuck on that detail, and then and I see Judge Boyd do this a lot. This is like the Judge Boyd specialty, and that is she'll listen, and then she will go and deconstruct the whole story and just cut it up into these little compartments and analyze each one. And and once she nails down like this doesn't make sense, you're in trouble. I mean, she'll and that's and especially for someone like Judge Boyd, who's been around for a long time. She's been a defense attorney. I think she's a prosecutor for a while. She has been on the bench for 10 years or something. So when you see that's it's that experience sometimes that allows you to cut through some of that BS.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And there's some psychology as well to this too with credibility, because I don't fully believe that if something traumatic happens to somebody, let's say, like I wouldn't say the lady with the finger or anything like that. I mean, truly traumatic happening to somebody. I think that sometimes that trauma can also make them forget some, like, what happened in that moment. So I don't think not always they mean to be deceitful, but sometimes it does happen that whoever that happened to, they like kind of blank out, like it's their memory trying to protect themselves, the brain trying to protect itself, and they just don't recall things. So I just wanted to put that in as a sidebar because I thought about that. I think that can happen.
So something that came up for me as I was thinking about the dueling neighbors trial, air quotes. Are you all familiar with the social phenomenon of bitch eating crackers syndrome?
What now?
So it's a thing that happens. It's called bitch eating cracker syndrome. It's the intense annoyance one feels toward a specific person, even trivial or mundane actions like eating crackers cause frustrations. Like, look at that bitch over there eating crackers, bitch. Like, sorry, that's a lot of curse words, but it's like that's kind of what I was getting from that neighbor trial. Is like those two just didn't like each other to the point where like sitting in her car having a phone call. It's like just out there having a phone call. Look at her. That's shady as hell. Like I feel like there was a lot of that energy, and I feel like that really can diminish the credibility when you come in and try to make an argument in court of like, okay, the judge has to look through intense dislike to see if there's actually something credible there to work with. Like I think in this case we were violating protection orders, or there was some kind of like, hey, leave her alone.
There was a protection order.
So because the one lady's sense of this lady's after me was already heightened, her just sitting out in her car was like, oh God, she's violating, but she's trying not to. She's saying it really loud so I can hear. Maybe she's just loud. I can attest to that. I'm loud. But yeah, that's just like, that popped in my head right away when we were dragging ourselves through that one. Is like, this is just bitch eating crackers. Like the woman's sitting out there in her car having a conversation, and it's ticking
to her daughter. Apparently,
doesn't like it.
That is a new one. I say I have not heard that, but I am familiar with the concept.
Yes.
You know, and I think the case where we see this most often, and especially if you watch kind of Judge Middleton a lot, and you watch some of his civil cases, and I know sometimes some small claims in civil cases on the surface might sound not very entertaining, but that's not always the case, because what happens is you get into these, and we'd see this, if you want a more colloquial example of this that we can all run to, like Judge Judy, for example, right? So you see a lot of these people,
judge that we
yes, where you see people that just had, and I know when we started this show, and even on just the live show, Dan would always talk about it. If sometimes people could just talk things through, have some degree of rationality, we wouldn't need 95% of these cases. Sometimes there's a legitimate contract dispute. Sometimes terms are not completely clearly understand. There's some ambiguity, and you do need a judge to sort of sort that out. And both sides are just kind of like, hey, whatever you say, Judge, this is how I see it. This is how they see it. It's not clear on the paper. Let's figure it out. But a lot of the time, it's just it is just, well, he said he'd do this, and he did that, and then he came over on my property line, and but his easement is this, and but this goes back 10 years where this happened, and then it just becomes a whole battle back and forth like that. And
even the one with the mechanic thing with the engine, I thought that was kind of a bit back and forth too, with the whole
interesting one.
The one with the he sold him an engine. The engine didn't have all the parts to it.
Okay, yes. I was like,
he didn't have all the parts to it. So he reached back out to him, and they kept going back and forth, doing exchanges and stuff, interchange, like exchanges back and forth. And then the judge was trying to keep up between the both sides. He did you do this? Did you do that? And he went back to the other side. Did you do this? And it's so tedious for the judge to do that, but that credibility because at first the guy that sold the engines did not put that he didn't give him some of the parts to the engine at first. So the judge had to unravel that. So everything, it's just, I don't know. It's how to establish credibility. I guess you do have to break it into pieces and find flaws and poke holes in their stories to see if it jives or not. Because that's what Judge Dad had to do in that case.
Yeah. Figure out where the little pieces are. You've got to look at how it applies in the law.
Yes.
All those little bits.
Yeah. Well, and where we see this a lot, Austin, is the landlord tenant. I know we always kind of we don't like landlord tenants sometimes, but there are times.
I love landlord tenant.
Well,
not me.
Okay, where I don't like landlord tenant is where it's just basically, hey, guy didn't pay rent.
Yeah.
Okay, default judgment or guy didn't. Okay, I'll pay it on Friday.
Yeah.
Where I love landlord tenant and where it can be very compelling, and I've seen this especially in Simpson's Court where it becomes where it becomes a whole, and every once in a while Middleton's Court it does this too, like where it's like, well, but landlord is actually a slumlord, and I haven't had it's 20 degrees below zero. They're supposed to have fixed the boiler, or they're supposed to have fixed the furnace. They're supposed to have done this. They won't let me do it because it's in my lease. I can't, and they won't. And it's unlivable, but I can't move out because I'm under a lease agreement. Mm-hmm. And then it goes to this, you were supposed to do this and I was, and then there's this drama, and then it unfolds into a whole, again, we go like full on, Ricky Lake and Jerry Springer and and it just gets out of, and that's where that's where it gets crazy to me. That's where landlord tenant can go kind of fun, and
it's only Washtenaw County I like watching, and you have to sift through a lot of silt to find the gold nuggets. But when you find something, it's
Simpson does it better than anybody else in that, because for whatever reason he does get those gold nuggets. He now for him, I'm sure he views it as a different kind of nugget, much more brown, but very, very fecal in nature. But I don't know. For me, it is entertainment.
Yep.
Conflicts. It's like I'm guessing landlord tenant and some other cases. It's kind of like your own type of drama channel in a way. Why have drama shows if you have the real thing, right?
Exactly.
You have the landlord tenant, you have a property disputes, you have all these things. Yeah. So that came to my mind today, especially when it came to like the engine thing. That was a property dispute. Or you have the landlord tenant. That's also in a way kind of a property dispute. In a different sense. So I always find those things entertaining because it's kind of like the he said, she said, and then trying to find who is lying. And it's entertaining in that way. Yeah.
Well, when camera evidence comes in, or when there's text messages, people sending back and forth, and some of these other courts that I would monitor, especially when I was guest hosting, and sometimes after the show I'd watch some of the West Coast courts that would come online that we don't always get to watch during the live show, and I would see a lot of those kind of cases where there's these neighbors and there's just all these text messages and, hundreds with that. And the judge is like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and read through all this, but what I have read is pretty disturbing. And oftentimes your actions, even if you're kind of in the right, sometimes your actions can still sink you because, it's like, well, yeah, they might have been a somewhat nuisance neighbor, but here you are making threats against them. I mean, it's the old doctrine of clean hands. You come into this case, you don't have clean hands. So it's hard for me to rule in your favor because I can't really trust what you say because it's bitch eating crackers.
Actions speak louder than words, right? So like if you did something against someone, your words don't excuse that action at all. It's just you still have to like handle the consequences of that action.
Yeah.
So there was some mention of this in the chat, and I think it's worth exploring, even though we don't see a lot of it on TCF because not a lot of it is streamed. But if you think of credibility, look at family court.
Oh, here we go.
And how insane that has to be.
The epitome of bitch eating crackers.
Yeah, the bitch eating crackers. I said a bad word.
You dislike each other so much that look at her over there converting oxygen into carbon dioxide. Who does she think she is?
Till death or courtroom do us part.
The bee eating crackers. There you go. Ashley version.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is about family court is there are times where a judge can just sort of listening to testimony can just hear one side is clearly like insane, right? And unreasonable. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the times, and again, there are judges that just, family court's one of those places a lot of people don't want to be. It is the 9th level of hell. It is just like no one wants to be there. I don't think there's a judge on this planet that goes, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to finish law school. I can't wait so I can get in up there and listen to couples dissolving their marriage, fighting over their children, and then watching, some scummy guy or scummy woman, whatever, try to manipulate and screw with the system. I'm excited for that. Really worth the $100,000 in debt to go into this. I don't think anybody opts in for that, and that's why sometimes I know some of these judges. There's a competency area, and with some of these judges, there's a lack of experience for some, because you just never know what you're going to get. It is the ultimate slot machine, family court, and credibility is tough.
That dog case was enough for me. That's enough family court I needed.
Yeah. Judge Mogan, right?
Yes.
Dog case.
Yes.
Oh man, that was sad.
I was like, no, we're not. If family court is like that and even worse than that, then I don't want any part of it. Nope.
That definitely was a little bit triggering for me. I don't use that word often, but that was that was almost that one hit a little close to home.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how. I don't know. Sometimes how the judge doesn't just get off the bench and just bang them over the head with the gavel. I'm not.
If anyone would, I think Mogan's your girl.
Sometimes it's like her face turns red. It's like she keeps her composure like 98% of the time, but man, once in a while.
Yeah, and again, in that case, the Judge Mogan had to poke holes and get past that emotion. Type thing and just poke holes in their story, like, when did you get the dog? Did you sell the dog? Like, that type of thing. So even in that case, which is a property dispute, but even in that case, the judge has to go back to those facts of the case to establish who is credible and who isn't.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's the tricky part too, is there are times in these family court situations, there are two people that really had no business reproducing, that chose to reproduce or found themselves in a situation where they reproduced with each other. And you just have to kind of decide, everyone sucks here, so who sucks less? Who's telling the closest to the truth?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to sometimes is
terrible.
Yeah. It's like, well, and in the middle, of course, is a child or children.
Yeah. Didn't ask for this.
And and then it's like, well, who has the best interest of the children, or what is the best interest of the children? I mean, in some of these, there's been a couple of those family court cases from Judge Mogan that we've seen where clearly the best interest of the children would have been not to be born to those people.
Yeah.
Well, and then too, in most family court situations, if you're the guy, you're starting in the position of not being believed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it doesn't even start on an even playing field.
Yeah.
Depends on the state, I think. I don't know.
I'll tell you my experience.
Right.
Yeah, Michigan's rough. Michigan is rough for
because
the male figure.
Because I know in some states they've tried to the pendulum effect has gone full swing. So like in Arizona, for example, now they're like, well, we need to make sure that fathers get 72 chances, even if they're meth heads, or even if they're abusive, or let's just give them one more I'm gonna give you one more chance, Mr. Paddock. I'm gonna give you one more chance, and then if you screw up again, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna bang this gavel. I'm telling you right now. So I know you've done.
So the snowbirds have settled in Arizona, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you this. Don't you do those 7 lines of coke in front of your daughter again. Don't you do that meth. I don't even want to hear about one meth.
I only did 5 lines.
But Judge, I only did 1 meth. I swear.
Oh man, I feel sorry for fathers though, because sometimes it is that mothers that are messed up.
Man, I have seen I have seen the light on family court, or the dark, if you will, and I have seen it just. I won't get into specifics, but I have seen. It just depends on the judge you get. I mean, that is really the thing. Some of these are just, it is so. And then family court's a whole thing, because then you have this added element when you have children of what's called a court-appointed advisor.
Yep.
Now, for those of you that don't know, court-appointed advisor is somebody the judge makes both parties pay a separate person, and they're not a lawyer. This is not an attorney. This is just somebody that's like a social worker, and they oh, okay. I don't know what's going on.
We're not laughing at you, Michael. We're not laughing at you.
I
keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
I see, and there's like this social worker that then both parents talk to, and then they talk to the children, and then this is a person that sometimes they don't even have a degree, but they're just somebody that gets some certification that you can get off a cereal box, I think, and they then report to the judge, and the judge takes a lot of what they say very seriously. And if that person has a bias for whatever reason, they'll just go with whatever that person says. They don't give a rat's ass. And by the way, a court appointed in Arizona, when they make you, so both parties have to pay like $1,000 for this. This is on top of the fact that while you don't have to have an attorney in family court, you know, it probably doesn't hurt you to have one. Or maybe it does. I don't even know. But so it can get very, very expensive very, very quickly. So it's just a mess. And then these are people, they're not necessarily trained. They just have some certification and they'll just say, well,
you take a
yeah, I think mom should have to do this, or I think dad should have to do that. And the judge will go, okay, that sounds good. And then I'm like, what? Really? We're just going to take, they have a college degree and they're deciding what happens between two people? Like, WTF, mate. Again, it's just wild.
Some of them are even in some states. It's an attorney that they appoint as the guardian.
Right, it's guardian ad litem. That is different. See, that's the thing. I would rather it be that than a court-appointed advisor, because what is that? That's just, it's basically just a rando person. And in Arizona, there's only, at least in Maricopa County, there's only a few of them. And having seen a few of them myself, I can tell you, they range on a scale from to holy crap, why are you in this position? And some of them have they have investigations being done against them. Some of them have been accused of taking bribes.
Maybe they got certified through that website that was.
I would drop names, but I won't. But I'm just, there's a very well-known person in this state that has taken bribes.
Maybe they're like a process server, Mike.
Whoa, another topic for another sidebar, but yes. It's the same level of frightening that we learned today in Michigan about process servers.
Oh,
that's how scary that is.
I missed.
Oh, you didn't hear this, Lindsay?
No, I dropped out pretty early this morning.
You missed it.
The chaos at work had
gracious
to take
me.
priority, unfortunately.
I think I missed that one too. I'll have to go back.
All right. Well, here's the long and the short of it.
Okay.
This was in Judge Mom's court. Because this is kind of a credibility thing, too, to be honest with you.
It is.
In a different way. But Judge Mom's court, she had this situation where this guy was claiming that he wasn't properly served or they served the wrong person or whatever. So she calls up the process server to testify. And this process server basically works for a company that treats process service like DoorDash.
Oh, boy.
You sign up. There's an app. You choose when you want to work. They give you the documents. You have to have a printer. That's part of the requirements of working for them. So you can print out the stuff.
Who has a printer in 2026?
And be 18 years older.
And
you have to be 18. So and then you go and you serve these people, and then you report back, and they pay you the next day. That is process service. Now, there are different states, and it's listed on their website. There's different states that have different rules. Like here in Arizona, where the TCF bunker is located, you actually have to register yourself with the Supreme Court of Arizona or whatever, I don't know. But you have to register yourself as a certified process server. But in Michigan, there are no requirements listed. So, you can DoorDash McDonald's, or you can serve somebody, a lawsuit, whatever you want.
Okay.
That was very weird. And Judge Mom came down on this lady because she supposedly served the person that, was the defendant here, or the defendant in the case. But the description that was given did not at all match the person that was supposed to be served. Mm-hmm. And so now she didn't ream her out too bad. She's, and it clearly she wasn't intentionally lying, or she wasn't, being malicious. And it was just, she just wasn't ignorant, or she was just ignorant to the process.
Yeah.
Which,
just doing what the app was supposedly telling her, give someone a
paper. Lindsay, she said it was a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she called. Yeah, it's
It's just like showing up.
Anyone wonders why Dan and I got the heck out of Michigan.
It's just like why it's the same thing as just showing up and playing some piano on Friday night at a bar. It's a gig just like that. Yeah, same kind of thing.
Okay.
That was a tangent, but
yeah.
Yep. I went from comparing what did you say, Michael? What was that called? A court advisor or
Court appointed advisor.
Court appointed advisor to a process server. But it's kind of like that in a way.
Wow.
And
so this will be a standalone video tomorrow for you guys to catch up on.
Okay, good.
Because and it will include my commentary at the end where I break everything down.
That I'm excited for.
Yes.
Yeah, because Dan did go through that, and it was a little bit scary to hear the how easy. I mean, literally anybody could be a process. I mean, you could be some kid, just like this lady was. I mean, I don't think that lady was anything older than.
You could have committed a felony, and you can do that. That's not. Yeah.
You would think there'd have to be some kind of background check at the bare minimum.
No, you can. It's just like you can be an Amazon. You can do your Amazon deliveries and your court service at the same time.
I was thinking about this. This should be on par with even more so, but like a registry, like a what's it called? The person that signs the document, a public
notary.
Notary, yeah, kind of like that, but even more so. Nobody.
But then you would have trouble finding people to do it.
Yep.
Which goes back to I think what you guys were talking about in the blind last night is just like the enshittification and dumbing down of all of our professional structures. Ta-da! The door dashing of legal docs.
This is one of the most egregious examples I've seen yet of dumbing down our structures. Is the fact that service is now gig work. And these people who do gig work, they often do multiple things. They'll be driving for Uber and Lyft at the same time. It's just whichever app offers them something. And when nothing's going on, they'll pick up a DoorDash or something like that. And now let's just add process service in there too. And that we're talking about credibility tonight. That's just a huge knock on the credibility of the system in general.
That's true. That's very true. I didn't even relate it to that, but yeah, you're right, Dan.
I mean, it just expanded the discussion with 8 minutes left, but it's not just the credibility of the people in front of the judge anymore. It's the credibility of the whole system itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a huge dent in it for me. I don't know how much it came off in real time, how incensed I was by that, but I was really incensed by that.
Because even notaries.
We were just.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say all of us were kind of stunned in the chat.
Yeah.
I was a bit.
I'm stunned in this chat.
I was frustrated. I was first frustrated with the person, and then when I heard more and more, I'm like, I'm frustrated with whatever company is allowing this to happen.
I'm frustrated with the state of Michigan for thinking
and then I'm frustrated with the government because they're not cracking down on whatever this is. So yes,
and here's the thing, Lindsay. Lindsay. It's not just Michigan. It's nationwide. This is a nationwide company.
Yeah, but you said like in Arizona, there's
Oh, there are certain restrictions depending on the state, but you can still work for that company.
Yeah.
So as long as like in Arizona here, as long as you're a certified process server, so you've gone to process service school or whatever, you can still use the app and work it like a gig.
Wow.
I won't say it's fine, but that's better than a uncertified person doing it.
Yeah, I would rather they at least sat through a training to be like, this is how you figure out who is the right person. This is how you deliver it. This is what you need.
I did sit through training though, Lindsay. Michael, tell her what training she sat through.
Oh God.
She said.
Don't tell me.
She said.
My brain hurts enough.
She said, "Well, I watched a few TikToks on it." She actually said that she got her training partially or mostly from TikTok.
Yeah,
Not YouTube, not some video that's on a website, like a video training from some sort of process serving operation, like the state of Michigan or the bar that has a video up. No. TikTok, just random old TikTok. Who knows? Could have been from anybody, from anywhere. Yeah. But I thought it was delightfully honest and also
frustrating,
friggin' scary. I mean, I was like, wow, that is. Judge Mom was slightly slowed down. That was like a speed bump for her. She was like, what? Wait, what? And she's like,
at least with TikTok and not Chat GPT.
Yeah, well,
good point.
I would say
he would probably give better instruction.
It would have. Grok, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, would have done way better than just TikTok because God knows what she watched over there.
At least AI uses sometimes credible.
Hey guys, this is Corey, and I'm going to show you how to do process serving.
Welcome to Corey's world.
Oh my god.
Corey's world of process serving. Hey, by the way, don't even think about checking their ID. If they tell you they're the person, that means they're the person. She didn't check the person's ID, Lindsay.
There's literally a TikTok account at process serving. They are the process serving.
Well, Lindsay, thank you. Do me a favor. If you don't mind, send me that link because I was actually already planning on this for the pre-show tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, since you've done half the work for me already. Thank you.
On the next sidebar, the dumbest things we've ever seen. And basically, this
you guys
is
are just telling me.
This
this person might be legit.
That would be more than one sidebar night, I think.
Yeah.
Unless we did it like a 24-hour thing.
We count down the 10 dumbest things we've seen. Yeah, this has got to be.
Yeah. Oh.
Nope, yes. We lost Michael.
This would be one of the dumbest things.
I'm here. Yeah, there I am.
Hashtag process server. Here, I'll send you this too.
Oh man, that was weird.
I'm down the wormhole, Daniel. Down the wormhole.
Nice.
Daniel.
Here's your material, Daniel.
Here's your process serving, Daniel. I got it off TikTok. I've learned how to process serve, Daniel. Oh, God, why can't you be more like your brother David? He was a lawyer, but instead, what are you doing? You're going to go with the process serving? Huh? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to watch your TikToks?
In the legal field without a law degree. Process server. Oh, my God. I need to stop before I break myself.
Well, Lindsay just had a blue screen in her brain.
We've broken Lindsay.
See, at some point on this show, we have now, I think, just about broken everybody. I think Austin's been about the most stoic through all of it, but we've broken everybody. Dan's broken probably a couple. I think I've broken like every week now. I don't, because something is just.
I are going out on TikTok like while they're working at this, like as entertainment.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to show you my live process serving. In Michigan, it's okay.
I mean, I get that we watch live court, but this is a whole nother ballgame.
The process serving files.
Yo, girl Layla is one.
Hey, it's girl Layla. I'm going to go serve somebody right now. Here we go. Hey, who are you? Hey, are you? Hey, is your name Jason Smith? Yeah, it sure is. Okay. I'm going to get a Zoom in to girl Layla doing process serving. And counsel,
You missed
And
one
they
part
actually
to that.
serve this
And they make a
person?
YouTube channel too. And blog it.
You missed one part to that, Michael.
What?
You've been served. And
Oh,
takes off running.
You bet, sir! Boom, boom. It's like that big noise, like always that boom that everybody uses on every single video. Sound effects, like whoop, there you go. Like they put in all this sound and the emoji, like the angry faced emoji after someone gets served. The process serving files. I don't know why you didn't do that, Dan. You should have.
Well, I can now, quite honestly, because apparently it's so easy. All I have to do is have the app.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, I have to send you one.
Okay.
One specific one I found.
Well, we
It's
saw
the girl
your jaw visibly dropped the keyboard just now, so I figured you found something
This is
juicy.
a nun.
A nun?
A nun.
What?
You got to come to the pre-show tomorrow to see this, y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Here.
Oh boy.
I think.
Okay, I think we need to wrap this up.
Oh
before-
my dear Lord!
Oh dear Lord, it's the demon bird.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What is wrong with people? Uh-huh.
It's a girl like process serving all over Michigan.
The twist is the alpine angle on it.
She's on skis.
Your girl, like she's on ski. She's on skis serving someone.
Yes.
As a nun.
As a nun
Excuse me. Oh, the
on a
nun.
Wednesday. Oh,
And what can I do for you up here in Telluride? It's your girl Layla here to serve someone in Telluride.
my dear
Oh.
Lord. Okay. So yeah, join us for the pre-show tomorrow because this is going to be something. If you're not a channel member, you should fix that right this
Right
very moment.
now.
Yes.
It's $2.99.
Fix
It
it.
costs you nothing.
Fix it now. Get on there.
It will be worth it.
So yeah, so we'll look at that and a few others, and we'll laugh and we'll cry and whatever. But I got to tell you, it wasn't any of the subject matter that broke me tonight. Lindsay knows what broke me.
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
I think you might.
I don't.
Did you see the chat that came onto the screen?
Oh, yeah.
I still
Yeah. And why
Please
we don't
do.
have chat on the screen anymore? Yeah.
It takes
I've been-
a while.
Wild, man.
I've been kicking around the idea of getting rid of Kick. I think Kick's going to go away. Kick was great to start with, and all of a sudden, all the crazies have come out. Anyways, any final thoughts? Because it is that time. Other than join us on the pre-show tomorrow
Yeah.
to watch nuns skiing.
I lost all train of thought. Jill made me
Dude,
laugh
kind of.
hard.
Oh,
That was, yep.
The skiing nun did it for me.
Videos of you ski processing can definitely affect your credibility in some courts. Some courts that
Oh,
might get you
wow.
right up next to them.
Yep.
There you go.
I don't know what to say other than we started out this conversation with the credibility issues with the witnesses and the defendants and all of that, and we ended with the credibility of the system itself. So
Yeah.
Yes.
we have a credibility problem no matter how you look at it, I suppose.
Did we take a credibility sidebar?
Maybe.
We took a couple sidebars tonight. All right, kids.
Anybody else got final thoughts?
I'm gonna be the blind process server. I think that's gonna be.
Process server.
It's your boy Mike. Blind process serving.
Yeah, you got to
Did
start out
you
with,
serve the right person? Do you even know
You
who you
gotta-
served?
you got to start out with ya boy. That's
It's
important.
it's your boy Mike process serving everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that
Blind
would be your new
style.
screen name, Mike Process.
Yeah, and if nothing else tonight, you're going to get some great face shots from me to use for putting the thumbnails. 'Cause I just caught like a tape delay of myself dying laughing.
Yeah, no, we're totally going to use them.
Okay, good.
Real quick before we go, I just did drop a link in the chat for a channel survey. If you haven't done this yet, do me a favor. It takes you 2 minutes of your time. I'm just trying to check up on our viewers, see where everybody's at as we continue to grow here, and your feedback is appreciated. So the link is in the chat. Again, it takes you all 2 minutes if you haven't done it already. Please and thank you. I think we need to just stop, or we'll just keep laughing forever. So join us on the pre-show tomorrow, and so 9 a.m. Eastern for the big show, a half an hour earlier than that for the pre-show. In the Blind tomorrow night with Mike and Dan.
Yes.
7 p.m. Eastern for specific time. And we'll be back here for Sidebar on Thursday. I think that's everything, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds right. All right. Bye, everybody. Take care. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Good night.